Welcome back to my kitchen, sweethearts. It's me, Margaret, right here in front of you again. Last week, under our goulash video, a comment came in from a viewer who didn't want to share her name. She wrote, "Margaret, on Sunday evenings, I leave the television on just so the house isn't silent. It's been 4 years since I lost my husband, and I still look over at his chair on Sunday nights. I have no energy to cook on those evenings. I usually just get by with a slice of bread. Sometimes I don't even eat that." When I read that message, I stared at the screen for a long time, sweethearts, because what that woman described is something thousands of people are living through. But nobody talks about it. Nobody brings up Sunday evening loneliness. Nobody says out loud, "I don't want to cook tonight because who am I cooking for?" But everyone feels it. Sunday evening loneliness is a real thing. And today's video is exactly the one I've been preparing for those evenings, sweethearts. To get even closer to all of you, I've started a Telegram group and a WhatsApp group, sweethearts. You'll find the links in the description of this video. In there, we share recipes, we see each other's plate photos, we even chat on Sunday evenings. Last week, one of our viewers wrote in the group, "Tonight I made a grilled cheese. I'm posting the picture. I ate alone, but I didn't feel alone because you all are here." That's exactly what I want, sweethearts. Let's not eat alone, even if we're by ourselves. Before filming this video, I looked something up, and what I found really struck me. According to a study, the vast majority of Americans over 65 don't bother making a hot meal on Sunday evenings. They just snack their way through it. Bread, cheese, crackers, sometimes just a glass of milk. The reason isn't tiredness, sweethearts. It's a lack of motivation. Who are you going to cook for? Why would you set the table? Why would you even pull out a plate? These questions are the biggest enemy of people our age. Dr. Patel once told me, "Margaret, the biggest problem with my elderly patients isn't illness. It's that they stop cooking. A person who stops cooking stops taking care of themselves, and a person who stops taking care of themselves slowly fades away." Those words hit me hard, sweethearts, and ever since that day, I've made it my duty to walk into the kitchen every evening, even if it's just for myself. So today, we're fighting that enemy. I'm going to show you a recipe that costs less than 50 cents total, is ready in 3 minutes, and will take your kitchen right back to the smell of your childhood that very evening. Grilled cheese sandwich. Yes, sweethearts, just a grilled cheese sandwich. When you hear that, you might laugh. "Margaret, is that even a recipe? Everyone knows how to make that." But hold on, listen to the story behind this simple sandwich. Listen to the health value it carries. Because this sandwich sat on the menu of every diner in every small town in America for decades, it was the first meal every mother taught her children to make. And then one day, it was quietly forgotten. Fast food came in, packaged meals came in, and this sandwich got pushed to the back of the kitchen shelf. Today, we're bringing it back. Every time I make this recipe, I think of a woman. Her name was Margaret Hensley. Yes, a woman who carried my name. Maybe that's why her story hit me so deeply. Margaret Hensley was a retired telephone operator in Louisville, Kentucky. After she lost her husband, she stopped going to church. And for 22 years, every single Sunday evening, she made one meal, a grilled cheese sandwich. 22 years, sweethearts. Can you imagine that? More than 1,100 Sunday evenings. The same pan, the same butter, the same cheese, the same bread. A journalist who traveled to small towns talking to people and writing human interest stories asked her why she always made the same meal. When I read Margaret Hensley's answer, I never forgot it. Sunday evenings are the loneliest part of the week, and this sandwich is the closest thing to company. When I read that, my eyes filled with tears because I understand exactly what she meant. Sometimes a meal stays in your life not just to fill your belly, but as a ritual, a companion, a habit. For Margaret Hensley, that was the grilled cheese. When the smell of that sandwich rose from the pan, maybe she was remembering the evenings she spent with her husband, maybe her grandmother's kitchen, maybe the days when life felt fuller. I don't know. But what I do know is that woman kept feeding herself for 22 years, and that alone is an act of heroism. And today, in her memory, I'm sharing this recipe with you. Before we get to the recipe, I have to ask you, sweethearts, are your bones aching? Has your doctor prescribed you calcium pills? Are those pills, the ones on that prescription, making your stomach turn? I know some of you can't even swallow the pill, your stomach can't handle it, or you're already taking so many pills that you don't have the strength to add one more. Do your legs cramp up at night? Is there stiffness in your joints when you get up in the morning? Is your memory as sharp as it used to be, or have you started forgetting things? If any of that sounds familiar, watch this video to the very end, sweethearts, because the ingredients inside this simple-looking sandwich are giving you some of what your doctor would tell you to take for free. Whatever health issues you're dealing with, write them in the comments, sweethearts. Let's support each other. Nobody here is judging. We're all on the same road. Let's get started, sweethearts. Here are our ingredients, and don't forget to jot them down somewhere. 2 slices of white bread, 1 or 2 slices of American cheese, and a piece of butter. Just 3 ingredients. That's all there is. Total cost at 2026 prices is about 50 cents. The bread is already in your house, the cheese is in your refrigerator, the butter is already in your kitchen. You don't even need to step out to the store, sweethearts. If you use whole wheat bread instead of white, you'll get some fiber too, but white bread works just fine. Don't worry about it one bit. Even if the bread is stale, that's not a problem. In fact, stale bread crisps up even better in the pan because it has less moisture. My mother always said grilled cheese made with stale bread comes out crispier, and she was right. Don't throw anything away, sweethearts. My mother taught me that. Stale bread doesn't go in the trash, it goes in the pan. She always reminded me of that. Let me say something about the cheese. American cheese is the easiest cheese to melt, which is why it's ideal for grilled cheese. But if you have cheddar at home, you can use that too. Even Swiss cheese works. Whatever cheese is within arm's reach, use it. We're not making anything fancy here, sweethearts. We're making a practical, filling meal. If you'd like, you can mix 2 different cheeses. 1 slice of American and 1 slice of cheddar gives you a combination that melts beautifully and tastes wonderful. But it's not required. I just recommend it, sweethearts. We put a pan on medium heat and melt half a tablespoon of butter. Once the butter starts to foam, we lay our first slice of bread in the pan. We place our cheese slices on top. Then we close it with the second slice of bread. Now let's pause here for a moment, sweethearts. Keep the heat low. Most people make grilled cheese on high heat, and the outside of the bread burns while the cheese doesn't melt. That's the secret right there, sweethearts. Low and slow heat. We need to be a little patient here. My mother used to say, "A meal made in a hurry burns. A meal made with patience shines." The same goes for this sandwich. Mrs. Patterson taught us in our high school home economics class, the lower the heat when you're frying, the more control you have. 50 years have passed, and I still follow that rule. After 2 or 3 minutes, check the bottom. Lift it gently with a spatula and look. It should be golden, shiny, with that beautiful color the butter gives it. If it's starting to turn brown, flip it right away. Use a spatula when you flip, sweethearts, and be careful if your hands shake. Let me give you a tip. If flipping is hard for you, slide the sandwich onto a plate with the spatula, then flip the pan upside down over the plate so the sandwich lands back in the pan with the uncooked side facing down. My mother used this technique. At our age, practical solutions are worth their weight in gold. We cook the other side for another 2 or 3 minutes. The cheese is slowly melting, starting to peek out from between the slices of bread. And that smell, sweethearts, That smell is beyond words. The scent of bread crisping in butter and cheese melting. It takes your kitchen straight back to your childhood in an instant. In the 1960s, every diner menu in every small town in America had grilled cheese on it, and it cost 25 cents. Mothers made it for their children after school, fathers ate it as a Saturday lunch, and seniors chose it for dinner because it was easy, it was cheap, and it tasted exactly the same every single time. That predictability wasn't boring, sweethearts. It was safety. In a world where everything was changing and slipping through your fingers, the grilled cheese stayed right where you left it. My church friend Eleanor had a bone density test last year. The doctor said, "Eleanor, your bones are weakening. I'm prescribing calcium pills." Eleanor got the pills, and within 3 days, her stomach was so upset she couldn't eat a thing. She quit the pills and went back to her doctor. The doctor said, "Then eat cheese every day, drink milk, eat yogurt. It absorbs into the body better than the pills anyway." Ever since then, Eleanor eats at least 2 slices of cheese every day, sometimes in a sandwich, sometimes on its own. And last month, when she had her test done again, the doctor saw that her bone density had actually improved and was truly surprised. 1 slice of American cheese has about 200 milligrams of calcium, sweethearts. That's nearly a fifth of your daily calcium needs from just 1 sandwich. No pills, no upset stomach for 50 cents. Tell me, how many pills can you buy for that kind of money? The protein in cheese is also very valuable for your muscles. If you remember, in our last video, I talked about muscle loss. As we get older, our muscles weaken on their own and the risk of falling goes up. Falling at our age is very dangerous, sweethearts. A broken hip can change your entire life. Cheese helps slow down that muscle loss because it contains protein. 1 slice of cheese has 5 or 6 grams of protein. 2 slices give you 12 grams. If you drink a glass of milk alongside it, that's 8 more grams. 20 grams of protein in a single sitting. That's nothing to brush off, sweethearts. For many seniors, that's more than half of their entire daily protein intake. As we move along with our recipe, I know, Margaret, butter raises cholesterol, you're going to say. Dr. Patel told us the exact same thing years ago when Harold's cholesterol came back high. But I read something interesting in a health magazine recently. In small amounts, butter is actually beneficial for brain function. There's fat in the structure of your brain cells, sweethearts, and if you eat a completely fat-free diet, your brain is negatively affected. Memory and concentration weaken especially. I asked Dr. Patel, "Doctor, is this true, or did I just read something that fooled me?" He laughed and said, "Margaret, 1 tablespoon of butter a day won't hurt anyone. What matters is not overdoing it. A small amount is a friend, a large amount is an enemy." The half tablespoon of butter we used in this sandwich is exactly the right amount. It crisps the bread and does your brain a small favor at the same time. Our sandwich is ready now, sweethearts. We take it to the plate. We cut it corner to corner on the diagonal, just the way my mother did, just the way her mother did before her. The cheese stretches, the bread is crispy on the outside, soft on the inside. You know what the beautiful thing about this sandwich is? Even people with dental problems can eat it comfortably. The outside of the bread is crisp, but the inside is soft, and the cheese is melted and completely smooth. You don't need to chew anything hard. Our neighbor Betty has dentures, and she told me, "Margaret, this is one of the few meals I can eat without any trouble." At our age, these details matter, sweethearts. With a glass of warm milk or a cup of chamomile tea alongside it, your Sunday evening is saved. Set a candle on the table, lay out a napkin, take care with yourself. My mother used to say, "A table for one is still a table." Set it with just as much love as any other. You can make this sandwich once a day, sweethearts. The cost is practically nothing. But more important than that is building the ritual of making it. Every Sunday evening, or whichever day of the week is hardest for you, walk into the kitchen, set down the pan, melt the butter, and let that smell fill your home. That smell is the smell of your childhood, the smell of your mother's kitchen, and now it's the smell of your own quiet resistance. Write in the comments, sweethearts. Which day of the week is the hardest for you, and what do you eat on that day? Or do you skip eating altogether? Be honest. Nobody here is judging. That's exactly why I started this channel, so we can be honest with each other. Now, hold on, sweethearts. The video isn't over yet. While I was making this sandwich just now, I got to thinking, how many meals are out there that used to be made in every American kitchen and are now completely forgotten? Our mothers knew them, our grandmothers knew them, but they forgot to teach us, or maybe we forgot to ask. I looked into it, I asked around, I read, and what I found was a set of meals that are all under $1, all under 5 minutes, and all practically tailor-made for people our age. Now I'm going to tell you about these 5 forgotten meals. I'll go through each one, the cost, the time it takes to make, and why it's so valuable for people our age. Our first meal is going to be a fried egg sandwich, sweethearts. A fried egg sandwich. Don't laugh when I say it, because this sandwich is worth far more than it looks. The cost at 2026 prices is 63 cents. 63 cents, sweethearts. I'm saying it twice because you won't believe your ears. 2 eggs, 2 slices of bread, a piece of butter. You melt the butter in a pan, crack the eggs, wait 3 minutes, put them between the bread, sit down and eat. As far as dishes go, 1 pan, 1 plate, 1 spatula. That's the entirety of it. Now, let me tell you what's inside this sandwich. 12 grams of protein, vitamin B12, which is very important for your nervous system and energy. And there's one more thing, sweethearts. Listen to this carefully. A nutrient called choline. Do you know what choline is? I didn't either. Eleanor's grandson told me about it last Thanksgiving. I've mentioned to you that he's studying nutrition at the university. Every time that boy visits, he teaches me something new. He said, "Aunt Margaret, choline is a critically important nutrient for memory and brain function, and the majority of seniors are deficient in it." Doctors are now directly linking choline deficiency to forgetfulness and memory loss. I looked into it after that, asked Dr. Patel too. It was true, sweethearts, and 2 eggs contain half of your daily choline needs in a 63-cent sandwich. If you bought a memory supplement at the pharmacy, you'd spend $20 or $30. Here, 2 eggs do the same job. Our second meal, sweethearts, is going to be buttered noodles. Plain buttered noodles is really the best way to describe it. The cost per serving is about 12 cents. Yes, 12 cents. You heard that right. A package of store-brand egg noodles sells for 89 cents and gives you 8 servings. You boil a handful of noodles, drain them, add a tablespoon of butter, sprinkle salt and black pepper. 3 minutes of cooking, 0 minutes of thinking. You don't need to worry about what to cut, what to chop, what to stir, sweethearts. Boil, drain, add butter, eat. This meal is so plain that nobody takes a picture of it. Nobody writes about it. Nobody shares it on social media, sweethearts. You won't see it on Instagram. You won't see it in food magazines. But this meal keeps people eating when nothing else can. An invisible hero. When your appetite shuts down, when your stomach turns, when you don't want a single thing but you know you need to eat something. Try a bowl of buttered noodles, sweethearts. Your body will thank you. Our third meal, sweethearts. Oatmeal for dinner. Yes, oatmeal as a dinner. And the cost is just 12 cents a bowl. A canister of old-fashioned oats sells for $3.50 and gives you 30 servings. Half a cup of oats, add water, microwave for 90 seconds, stir in a spoonful of brown sugar. 5 grams of protein, 4 grams of fiber, and in your hands you have a warm bowl that wraps its arms around you, whether it's morning or evening. Margaret, isn't oatmeal a breakfast food? Are we really eating it for dinner? You'll say. Sweethearts, let me tell you the truth. Millions of older Americans eat oatmeal for dinner. Nobody says it out loud, but everyone does it. I read the Meals on Wheels program reports. Before the aid packages even reach people's homes, the food most commonly found in seniors' kitchens is oatmeal. It's there before the help arrives. Why? Because it's cheap, because it's easy, because it's ready in 90 seconds in the microwave, and because the warmth of that bowl in your hands on a cold evening carries more meaning than the nutrients inside it. Our fourth meal, sweethearts, bread and gravy. In simple terms, we just call it bread and gravy. This recipe is the most emotional one on this list, and I know my voice is going to shake as I tell you about it. This meal is poverty distilled onto a single plate, but it's also love. Making it is very simple. You melt a tablespoon of butter, or if you fried bacon that morning, you can use that drippings. Don't waste a thing. You add a tablespoon of flour, stir for a minute, then pour in a cup of milk. Stir for 3 minutes, the gravy thickens, toss in a pinch of salt and a pinch of black pepper, and pour it over a slice of bread. The total cost doesn't even reach 30 cents, sweethearts. And on top of that, the total time doesn't go past 5 minutes. During the Depression, this was sometimes the only meal of the day. In the Ozark Mountains, across the Great Plains, in the Appalachian region, families called it poor man's gravy, or sawmill gravy, or milk gravy, but the recipe was the same everywhere. The fat gave it richness, the flour gave it body, the milk made it stretch, and the bread soaked it all up like a sponge. The recipe hasn't changed in 200 years, sweethearts. 200 years. Maybe it's the only recipe that shouldn't. From the gravy, you're getting calcium from the milk, energy from the flour, fat from the butter. Is it fancy? No. Is it something you'd post on Instagram? No. But it keeps you on your feet, it fills you up, and maybe it opens the door to a memory. That's enough, sweethearts. Our fifth and final meal, ramen with an egg. An egg dropped into instant noodles. The cost is 25 cents plus one egg, not even 50 cents total. A single packet of instant noodles sells for 25 cents in 2026, sweethearts. That makes it the cheapest meal per serving in America. I didn't know that. I learned it when I looked into it. Just like the other recipes, this one is very easy to make, sweethearts. You boil water, drop in the noodles, stir in the seasoning packet, and in the last 30 seconds, you crack an egg and let it fall in. The egg poaches gently in the hot water. The yolk stays soft. Not hard-boiled, more like a poached egg. 4 minutes, that's all. One bowl, one fork, maybe a spoon to sip the broth. Barely any dishes to speak of. If you're worried about salt, sweethearts, use half the seasoning packet and throw the rest away. Dr. Patel told me, Margaret, the biggest problem with instant foods is the sodium, but if you use half a packet, it stays at a reasonable level. Chop a little green onion on top, add a splash of soy sauce, and your 50-cent noodles suddenly turn into an entirely different meal. There you have it. 5 meals, sweethearts. Let me count them one more time with their costs. Fried egg sandwich, 63 cents. Buttered noodles, 12 cents. Oatmeal, 12 cents. Bread and gravy, not even 30 cents. Ramen with an egg, not even 50 cents. All of them under 5 minutes. All of them under $1. All of them one pot or one pan. And all of them practically designed for people our age. And they all have one thing in common, sweethearts. Pay attention. Not a single one of these meals has ever been beautifully photographed. Not a single one has ever appeared in a food magazine. None of them have advertisements. None of them have sponsors. None of them have a colorful picture on a box. The cheapest, most nutritious foods at the grocery store are the ones with the least advertising, sweethearts. The frozen dinners have their colorful boxes sitting right at eye level on the shelves. But the eggs are on the bottom shelf, the flour is in the back aisle, and the oats are wherever the store decided to hide them. That's no coincidence, sweethearts. But these meals, even without a single advertisement, have kept people standing. During the Depression in the 1970s, and today in 2026, in the kitchens of seniors living alone. These meals weren't born from wealth. They were born from love and necessity, and a meal born from love never deserves to be forgotten. Now I have a challenge for you, sweethearts. Make one of these 5 meals this week, just one. Whichever one you choose, make it. And when you do, pay attention to one thing. Sit at the table. Not the recliner, not the kitchen counter, not standing up, not in front of the television. I just want you to sit down at the table. Set a plate, set a glass, lay out a napkin. Give yourself the care of setting a proper place. Because these meals were never just about being poor, sweethearts. They were about not letting poverty or loneliness take your dignity along with everything else. A table for one is still a table, and the most valuable thing at that table isn't the food, it's you. Write in the comments which meal you made, sweethearts. Take a picture, send it to our Telegram or WhatsApp group. Write, I made it too. Show us your plate. Seeing each other's plates, saying, enjoy your meal to one another. That's the most beautiful part of this channel. Let's be each other's table companions. We can eat by ourselves, but let's not eat alone, sweethearts. I want to remind you again about our Telegram and WhatsApp groups. You'll find the links in the description. Meet each other in there, share recipes with one another. Even on Sunday evenings, tell each other, I'm here too. Last week, one of our viewers wrote in the group, Margaret, ever since I found this group, I feel less alone in the evenings. Sweethearts, could I possibly hear a more beautiful sentence than that? Today's video ends here, sweethearts. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe. Send this video to a friend who lives alone, to your neighbor, to your sibling. Maybe their Sunday evenings are hard too. Maybe they're opening and closing the refrigerator too. Maybe this video will convince them to make a grilled cheese. Maybe they'll try one of those 5 meals. I'm Margaret. Don't brush off your dinner. Walk into the kitchen, set the pan down, melt the butter, and let that smell fill your home. Keep feeding yourselves, sweethearts. That is an act of resistance. Even when the kitchen is quiet, even when the table is set for one, even when the meal is simple. And don't forget, sweethearts, the most valuable thing at that table isn't the food, it's you. See you next time. I love you. I'll be right here next week with another new recipe.